Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and like always, thank you so much for tuning in again. Today I have a highly requested video. A lot of you saw that I hauled this on my latest Sephora haul, and I had so many people tell me to please film a review and kind of like a demo using this palette. And so I sat down and I was kind of playing with it. I've been playing with it for a couple of days now, and I finally have my opinions on it. But let's talk about the new Too Faced and Kat Von D collaboration. And this thing is so beautiful. I mean, they did such an amazing job with the artwork and the design. This is what the actual palette looks like, and it's pretty big, and it's like a magnetic, so it's held together by two magnets, and they're pretty strong magnets too, and they're beautiful. The artwork on here is beautiful. Of course, the Too Faced side is going to be very pink and girly, and then the Kat Von D is very kind of like sexy and black and silver. The artwork is gorgeous. The palette concept is gorgeous and unique. I don't feel like it's bulky or anything. I actually really like that. And so when you break the palettes apart, you basically get two little palettes on its own. You can either have the Kat Von D side, which looks like this. So when you open it, it becomes a full heart, and you get 6 shadows in this one and a personalized letter from Kat Von D. And when you open this side, again, it completes the heart, and so you have a full heart, and you have another 6 shadows and a nice little note by Too Faced. I believe his name is Jared. The concept behind this is actually beautiful. Like I said, this palette retails for $65, and not only do you get the palette, but you get the mascara and you also get the eyeliner. The eyeliner itself retails for $20, and it's just the Kat Von D Trooper eyeliner, so it's your black eyeliner, liquid eyeliner, and you also get the Better Than Sex mascara, which is another $20, and that's basically a cult favorite. Everybody loves the Too Faced mascara. So I'm gonna do a little demo with the cut crease that I'm using, that I have on today. I hope you guys like it. Let's jump right into that, and then at the end I'll go into review and swatches, because I do have strong opinions on this palette. So let's get into that without further ado. Okay, so let's jump right into this tutorial. I already primed my eye using my Urban Decay primer potion, and I'm going to be using the Kat Von D side of the collaboration. And so I already went ahead and I set my eyes with Por Vida, and it's this matte white shade, and I set down my primer with that. And I'm going to go into my Sandra Kashuk palette, because I'm going to need to pull out some neutral shades since this palette doesn't have many neutral shades. So the first thing I'm going to do is, on a big fluffy blending brush on my Morphe E27, I'm going to go ahead and take this warm brown shade, and I'm also going to take this cool tone shade, and I'm going to start buffing that into the crease, extending it out to create the cut crease. And I'm going to take some of this orange shade, and I'm going to go ahead and buff that into my crease as well. And this is going to serve as our transition shade. And on a smaller blending brush, this is my Morphe E28 brush, I'm going to go ahead and take that darker shade, and I'm going to buff that into the crease on top of what I had already set down. Okay, and now I'm going to go into my palette, and I'm going to take the shade Swoon. And Swoon is this beautiful red color. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop that on the crease. And I'm going to be using a very small blending brush. And this is my Morphe M332 brush. And it's very small, so it's going to go right into the crease. And I'm just going to go back and forth to the first brush that I use without any extra product, and I'm going to buff out the edges so there's no harsh lines. And I'm just going to repeat this step until it's as blended as I want, and I'm going to keep adding more red until it's as pigmented as I want. Okay, I'm going to take some concealer, and I'm going to take a small flat brush, and this is my Morphe M124 brush, and it's just a very small brush, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the crease with my concealer. And this is going to make sure there's a very sharp line, and it's going to make it my crease pop like this one. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put that on both sides of my brush, and I'm gonna start carving out my crease. And that's basically going to be the groundwork for my cut crease, and I'm just going to go ahead and fill in the rest of my lid with this shade. And it should look something like okay, so now that we have the crease all set, I'm going to go ahead and with a flat shader brush, this is my Be Bella Eyeshadow Buffer 126 brush, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply my all over lid shade, and I'm going to be using Love Struck from the palette, which is a beautiful like light pink duochrome shade. It's absolutely stunning. So I'm going to go ahead and take that, I'm going to tap off the excess, and I'm just going to start placing it right on top of the concealer. Okay, and there you have it. It's very simple. The cut crease is really easy once you have the foundation for it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean up the top of the cut crease just in case if there's any shadow there. So I'm going to take a liner brush, and with the same red shade, I'm just going to go over where we cut the crease. And this is going to make the color a little bit more vivid. That's basically it for the look. I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to do my lashes and my liner, and I'll be right back. Okay, so lashes are on, liner's on. I already went ahead and I did my bottom lash line, and all I did is super easy. I just put the same red shade that I used in my crease and I smudged it all along my waterline and right below my lash line, and then I used the same colors that I used in my crease and I blended it all out. And that's basically it. That's the final look. I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you guys think. But it's super easy and it's super fun and it's super bold, and I love a good cut crease. Okay guys, and that was it. Did you like it? What do you think? Is this something that you would wear? I actually love doing cut crease. Like if you're on my Instagram, that's kind of all you'll ever see because I find them so trendy and so fun to do because you could be so creative with it. What I like the most is that the red goes so well with this like pink shimmery shade. I actually love it. I think it paired together so nicely. It's just so fun to do. So like I promised, let's get into the palette. So to rebrief, this retails for $65 and you get the palette and the 2 full-size products. So let's start off with the 2 products that you get. So first off, you get the eyeliner, which almost everybody loves. It's just your standard black felt or brush tip eyeliner because this is a brush tip and it's a pretty good eyeliner. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's not one of my favorite ones, but I think it's pretty good. And then you get the Better Than Sex mascara. And this is kind of a cult classic, cult favorite. Everybody loves this and has this in their collection. It's a good mascara, but personally, it's not my favorite. I find that it flakes and it kind of leaves like little black smudges everywhere. It's not my favorite just for that reason, just because it's flaky, because it is a drier formula. So throughout the day, it'll flake on me. And personally, I have other mascaras that I like a little bit more, like my Roller Lash, and I think I think it's called They're Real by Benefit. I kind of like those 2 better than this one. Although, I mean, this one is good. It is a classic, like I said. And then you get your palette. So we're going to talk about the Too Faced side first, and then we'll move on to the Kat Von D side. So the Too Faced side is you open it, and of course you have your pinks and your neutral shades and your golds and your browns and your purples. It's very Too Faced. The color selection in here honestly didn't really impress me the first time around. I'm going to go ahead and swatch these for you really quick just so you can see that they're very neutral. You guys know that I don't bash neutral palettes even though I have quite a lot of them, because how creative can companies be? But honestly, this, I feel like it could have been a little bit better. The pigmentation on the two matte shades isn't that good. It's not my favorite. I feel like they were a little bit inconsistent with this palette. I don't think that this is the best Too Faced eyeshadow formulation as like the chocolate bar palette. Even the Sweet Peach palette was a little bit better than this. But anyways, let's get into the swatches. So the first one I have here is BFF, and it's just a matte white shade. And it swatches, you know, very creamy, very nice. It's a nice shade. I'm not going to take anything away from that. It's just not super like, it goes on a little bit patchy and you kind of have to work at it more on the eyes. And then we have Lovely, and Lovely is a matte pink shade. And you can see it's just a matte pink shade. And this one I have the hardest time with pigmentation because although it swatches nice, when you go in with a brush, you lose all pigmentation. It kind of just looks like the top white shade and it doesn't give you anything extra. The next one we have is Friendspiration. And Friendspiration is a beautiful gold shade. And this one is pretty. I'm not going to say it's not because it's actually a very nice gold shade. The shimmers in here are very pretty. But like I said, they could have done a little bit better. The next one we have is Heart of Gold. And Heart of Gold is like a duochrome kind of greeny gold shade. And that's what that looks like. And swatched is very pretty. I've worn this on the eyes and it does look nice all over the lid. It's kind of a soft shade. It's not as intense as the gold one that I swatched above it. And then we have Power Couple. And Power Couple is a light, it's like a medium brown with gold shimmers in it. It's pretty as well. But as you can see, it is a little bit more patchy, and then once you swatch it, you kind of lose all the little flakes of the gold glitter, and those gold little glitters will fall down on your face. It was actually really hard to work with that shade when I actually used it the first time. And last but not least, we have Better Together, which is another purple shade with the same gold little glitters that we mentioned before, and this is just what it looks like. It's not ugly. It's okay. The pigmentation is a little bit better than the brown, as you can tell. And this is the first side of the Too Faced. This is the Too Faced side of the palette. It's nice, but as you can see, it's not something that's gonna wow you, and you don't get a lot of product, and you are paying $65 for the palette. So you do expect it to be a little bit better. You expect it to be a little bit more pigmented. Only the gold shade, honestly, is kind of worth it to me because of the pigmentation, and that formula seems to be different than the other ones. I'm not sure if it is, but I just find that it's more pigmented. And the little flakes of gold in these two last eyeshadows, although they look so pretty in the pan, once you apply them to the face, they'll kind of fall. So maybe using a glitter glue would help, but honestly, you know, I don't really want to go through all that trouble, especially because it's such a natural, neutral look. Like when I saw this, I wasn't as inspired to create a fun look for you guys. Like I was kind of like, oh, you know, it's just a neutral. I'm gonna kind of pass and I'm gonna do something else. Let's move on to the Kat Von D side, guys. So this is the Kat Von D side, and this is honestly, in my opinion, what saved this collaboration. I feel like if they would have just sold it as a Too Faced side, it probably wouldn't have done that well. But since they did the Kat Von D side, I feel like the colors in this actually are so pretty. They are super pigmented and they blend out so amazingly. Like in the demo, you can see how easily this red blends out and how pigmented it is. And that is so hard for a red because those colors are tricky to make. And once you have them in a palette, they may or may not be that good. But Kat Von D does such an amazing job with her eyeshadows. Even the mattes in this palette are amazing. Kat Von D is known for having very nice creamy mattes, and she didn't disappoint in this palette. This palette doesn't feel any different than her new palettes, like her Pastel Goth that I just got, or her Serpentina palette. They all seem very nice. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch these. The first one we have is a matte gray, and this is called Yours. Look at how beautiful this is. It's stunning. And I'm just going to go ahead and swatch this for you. Look at how easily that slides. Like, it's beautiful. The next one we have is Darling. And Darling is a taupey, kind of a silver. And this is what that looks like. It's very, very pretty as well. And it's super pigmented, as you can tell. The pigmentation is not lacking in this palette. The next one we have is Por Vida, and this is what I used to set my lids today. It's just a matte white. Like, this is super, super white. And I'm gonna go ahead, and this is what it looks like. That one is a little bit chunky, but honestly, it does such an amazing job that I look past it just because it's so good. It's such a nice white that if you put it as a base, it's going to really make colors pop on top of it. The next one we have is a matte black, and this one is called Devotion. And as you can tell, the pigmentation is very, very, very bright. And I'm just going to go ahead and swatch it so you can see. Like, it doesn't pool, it's not patchy, it's such a good eyeshadow. The formula is really nice on these. The next one we have is Swoon, and Swoon is what I have all over my crease, and it's just that red that we used. And it's gorgeous. It's not matte, it has like a gold shift to it, which makes it even more beautiful and more unique. It's definitely a color that I don't have in my collection. And last but not least, we have Love Struck. And this is what I have all over my lids today. And like I said, it's like a pinky champagne color with a gold shift. It's gorgeous. And as you can see, it doesn't swatch amazingly, but this is definitely a color that you have to apply to the lids so you can get the full pigment. Like, you can see that it really makes my eyes pop. So this is basically both sides of the collaboration. This is the Too Faced side, and this is the Kat Von D side. They're very pretty. The Kat Von D side is honestly my personal favorite. I don't think it's worth $65 to just buy this one and maybe never use this one, or only use this one sometimes. I know people will disagree with me because there's people that actually like more neutral colors, and you know what? That's perfectly fine. But for $65, I want a little something different. The packaging was so gorgeous, and I understand what Too Faced does. Too Faced sticks to what they know. Too Faced is very safe, very neutral, very girly, very pink, and Kat Von D is always surprising us with bright colors and very nice mattes. So I'm honestly glad. It is a very nice collaboration. I love the theme. I love that they came together, two very, very different companies, Kat Von D being more goth and Too Faced being more girly. Coming together was actually such a great idea. You get something as unique as this, as beautiful as this. Do I wish that the Too Faced side was a little bit better? Yes, I do. But I mean, it's not terrible. It's not a palette that it's honestly garbage. No, I think it is a hit. I think the Kat Von D side definitely makes it a hit. I think the gold right here in this palette is definitely beautiful, but there's probably going to be tons of other palettes that dupe this. But these colors to me are pretty unique. The red is beautiful, it's not matte, and it's gorgeous. All of these colors blend very nicely. I don't have problems with any of them being patchy or choppy or not going on evenly on my eyes. The only problem I have is this pink shade. It doesn't show up as pink, it shows up more as white. But other than that, the palette is so pretty. You get two full-size products. Like I said, it's completely up to you if that's worth it, because that alone would be $40 for both of the products, and then you'd be spending another $25 on the palette. That's my math. That's how I justify it. But yeah, that's basically it. Let me know if you picked up the palette. What did you think? I didn't pick up the other things that came along with the collaboration because this is the only thing that actually interested me. I didn't really care for the little deluxe samples and the little like bag that came with it. But what did you pick up? Did you pick up anything? Let me know in the comments down below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What did you think? Do you have any questions, comments, concerns? Do you like the cut crease? Let me know what you guys think of the cut crease. Are you gonna recreate this? Let me know. I would love to see it. But like always, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you all in a later video. Bye!